If you're starting a new SMP, a new update, a new world, you are probably going to need gunpowder for your rockets. Hi, my name is Vegas Vic 1965, and this week I'm going to show you how to make a passive creeper farm to make it very, very easy to collect the gunpowder you need for your rockets while you're working around your base. So without further ado, let's find out. Welcome back, everyone. Vegas Vic 1965. I'm telling you now that I'm not going to try and reinvent the wheel. A farm like this has been done many, many different times by many, many different people. I couldn't begin to know where to give credit where credit is due. However, I have a few tweaks in here that should help you while you're building around your base to get you what you need as far as the gunpowder for those rockets. Now, real simple, we'll need 4 hoppers, 2 chests, we'll need 24 ladders exactly. We'll need 4 glass just so you can see to make sure that they did die on the way down. You will need a lot of planks. Pick the block of your choice. And you will need a lot of oak trapdoors or whatever trapdoor you plan on using. And then we'll need some water sources, at least 2 buckets. So while you're up there, you could probably make a water source. And when you're done putting in the water flows, you can remove that. Okay, the game mechanics that we are going to be looking at, any hostile mob that is 128 blocks or more away from you that is not name tagged will despawn instantly. Many of you already know that. Now, the mechanics that we're going to be using for this particular mob farm is no mobs will spawn within 24 blocks of you, hence the 24 ladders that we're going to be using. And then any mob that is beyond 32 blocks and beyond has a chance to despawn every 40 seconds. Again, a mechanic that we're going to attempt to use here on our spawning level to keep it within that 24 to 32. If we do go up higher, there's additional levels that you can build on this. Again, we're back to that chance of every 40 seconds of that mob, the creeper, despawning. If you're building this on bedrock, it will work. However, the spiders require a 2x2, unlike Java requires a 3x3. So you'll end up getting spiders in there if you build this, but it will work and you will get some creepers. So let's crack on with the build. Once you found your spot, set down your double chest, your 2 chests, come in behind that, crouch and put your 4 hoppers. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to surround that with the building block that you chose. I chose just regular planks because it's a lot easier early game. Build up in behind it. Now I'll be putting 4 blocks of glass. You don't have to if you don't want to. I just want to make sure that everything that does come down there did actually die. So I'll actually be able to see that, and it won't affect the light levels up above. From here, you'll grab your ladders. We'll start right here. You can go in any of these blocks. The most important thing to remember is we're going up 24 ladders, so we know we've hit that 24. So if you're standing down here, you're actually about 25. So you should be safe. And then our first spawning level will be a couple levels up, which will be well within the reach of those creepers. So if you're working around here, you'll be just fine. Build this all the way up using your ladders, and we'll be right back. Okay, if you did it right, it should look something like this. The way I did it was I built up 3 blocks, and I'll add my ladders. Once I build up 3 blocks around, add my ladders up, do another 3, and keep going till I run out of ladders. Now on the edges here, counting this block here, we're going to go back 8. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and bring this one back as well. Now, if you're in survival, you're going to have to add a little lip to that. So we'll put a block here. And then these corners here are going to come all the way back. Same here. We're going to do this for all 4 sides, and we will be right back. Okay, these are our water streams. If you did it right, it should look just like this. The next thing we'll work on is the spawning platforms themselves. So we're going to match that height right there. Bring that all the way across. Same over here. It's going to be the same on all 4 corners. And you're going to want to bring this out. As I said, this will be your spawning platform. Fill this in. Do the same thing on all 4 corners. We'll be right back. Okay, now that you have all 4 spawning platforms done, we are going to build ourselves a wall all the way around it, 2 blocks high. Get that built, and we will be right back. Okay, now that you have your 2 block high wall all the way around, you might want to light this up in case you do have to go back down to get some supplies. So I just drop a torch in each one. Now that 1.19 is out, you don't have to worry about light levels unless they are 0. So a torch in each corner should work just fine. Next, you grab your trapdoors, whatever trapdoor you chose to use. We're going to fill in all these blanks. If you've done this before, then it looks awfully familiar. Get that done on the other 3 areas and be right back. Now that you get the trapdoors in, you may, if you do have to go back and forth, you may want to sit down a couple of blocks like I have here so you can get back and forth a lot easier. Now the trapdoors are in, we're going to put our water sources in. And at this point, if you wanted to, you could set up an infinite water source just like this temporarily to use. Bucket there, and you can keep drawing from the inside here. And you want to place water sources on the back 2 blocks there. They'll fall all the way forward. With the exception of this one here that we will be using to get in and out of. Now that you've got that, we're going to work on our roof. Now here's the thing. Depending on the type of server you're playing on or single player, we have had light problems in the past. So if you do have a light issue where light is coming through using the slabs, then I suggest you going with another full block and then the slab on top of that. At this time, I'm just going to go with the slabs. That way we don't get anything spawning on top. So we want to make sure that we fill all this in, give yourself a way to get in and out. Again, we have our light, so nothing will spawn in there in case we have to go back down to get more materials. Fill all this in and be right back. Now that we have the roof in, we want to take a look and see how this mechanics is going to work. As you can see, we're going to be putting trapdoors in the ceiling of this, not over this area where the water is going to be, but just over these areas here, this entire platform, because skeletons require 2 blocks height in order to spawn, but creepers do not, and we do not. We're just slightly shorter. So this will keep any of the zombies and also the skeletons from spawning in here. And we're going to be placing down some carpet to keep the spiders from spawning. Again, I mentioned earlier on bedrock, they require only a 2x2 space. So we will get some spiders if you do build this farm. Okay, now we're going to add our trapdoors to the ceiling, and it's only going to go above the platforms themselves, all 4 platforms. So whatever trapdoor you're going to be using, the easiest way I found was to stand right under the first one that we need. Put a trapdoor there, and you're going to go all the way down that way, all the way down that way, fill all that in, do the same thing for all 4 platforms, and be right back. Okay, now that you have all the trapdoors in, the next step is going to be to place your carpets. The carpet's going to go in each one of these corners here, and I'll show you how it's done. It's the same for all 4 platforms. You put a carpet in the corner here, skip 2 blocks, carpet, skip 2 blocks, another one. You'll go back and do the same thing, skip 2, carpet, skip 2, carpet, and continue that. Just like that. Do it on all 4 corners on all 4 platforms and be right back. Okay, now that you've got all your carpets in, you want to go ahead and open up all the trapdoors. I'm going to start on this side, so when I work my way around, it'll be easier to get down to those 2 blocks and then remove those. You want to take the torches out as well. And when you do get to this point where you're down there again on the ladder, you want to take the ladders out as you go down so you don't have to come back up here again. So let's go ahead and open up all the trapdoors and work our way around. Now that we've got all the trapdoors open, one last torch. I'm going to drink a night vision potion just to show you, so it's a lot easier to see. Nothing is going to spawn in here because of the mechanics of the game where nothing can spawn within 24 blocks of you. So don't worry, when it gets dark in there, you don't have to run. Nothing's going to spawn. So we'll come down here and remove these blocks. That's going to push the water flow all the way to the end. And we're going to start taking the ladder out as we go. All the way down. And then your creeper farm should be just about ready. Okay, well, the last thing you want to do when you come out of there is just fill in the enclosure. I used glass just so I could see to make sure that nothing survived the fall, and it shouldn't at a 24 block fall. Then you can decorate this up as you see fit. If you wanted to make a building out of it, just make sure you spawn proof everything. Now, the other thing is you can do additional platforms on this, and that's, if you want to stick around, that's what we're going to show you next. You know, the tutorial for the creeper farm, the passive creeper farm was for a single level. This would have been our roof, but I usually go with 2. So you wouldn't want to put the slabs until you reach the top. So if you do 2, 3, 4, or however many you're going to do, that's when you're going to put the slabs on top. The additional platforms, additional levels are going to be identical to the ones below. The creepers will walk right off the edge into the water streams below, so you won't need to add any more water streams, just more platforms, and go as high as you like. And the ceilings are also going to be the same with the trapdoors, just like they are below there. Just remember that 32 blocks away and further, any creepers that spawn in there will have a chance to despawn after about 40 seconds. So you kind of hope that they're going to fall into those water streams, especially if you make one that's like 6 tiers high, because you know you're going to be in that range. Well, that's going to wrap it up for the creeper farm. And if I do find out the original maker of this particular design or something similar to it, I'll make sure I give credit to all those people that have come up with it or made their tweaks, just like I have here. So I want to make sure that I give credit where credit is due. But anyway, if you like this video, click that like button. If you want to subscribe for past or future videos, click that subscribe button. It really helps me and lets me know I provide great quality content for you guys each and every week. So until next week's video, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you then. Bye-bye.